Steve and Blue are counting along. Steve needed a new crayon because he cannot write very well since it is downright puny. He needs to get a new crayon later. Blue wanted to buy something too. Blue has Steve play Blue's Clues to figure out what she wants to buy. Steve gets his notebook from side table drawer. Now Steve counts out how many clues he has to find, which was 3. He takes 10 steps into the kitchen near an ice cube tray with 10 ice cubes and an ice bucket with 5 ice cubes. One was behind the other 4, which were stacked in a 2x2 square on the counter. He counts out 10 ice cubes on the ice cube tray. After counting the ice cubes, the stacked ones in the bucket collapses to reveal a paw print on the other ice cube. Steve draws the first clue with a nubby crayon. Steve genuinely promises that he will get a new crayon soon, but he still needs more clues. But first, he helps Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper count their apples. Mr. Salt had 3 apples, Mrs. Pepper had 5 apples. He also had to find out who had more apples. Mrs. Pepper had more apples because 5 is more than 3. Next, Steve made sure that both Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper had the same number of apples, 4. They needed to figure out how many they had altogether to take to the picnic. Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper had 8 apples altogether because 4 plus 4 is 8. After that, he counts how many steps it takes to get from the kitchen to the garden, and helps Shovel and Pail count their little pieces of graham crackers. Shovel had 8 and Pail had 7. Now Steve had to figure out who had more graham crackers. Shovel had more graham crackers because 8 is greater than 7, and Steve had to figure out how many they had altogether to take to the picnic. Shovel and Pail had 15 graham crackers altogether, because 7 plus 8 is 15. Steve heads back into the kitchen to the area near the sink. On the left side of our one picnic basket with a picnic blanket and one baguette inside, while on the right side there are 5 cups. One has a paw print on it, while the others are stacked, and stacked plates and 10 spoons in 2 rows. Ask how many picnic baskets are there, and I answer 1. Then ask how many paw prints there are. I also answer 1. When Steve says I am right, I say it's a clue. Steve agrees. 1 paw print, 1 clue. Before realizing that I found the second clue, he asks where it is. I said it was on the cup. Steve finds it and concludes that their second clue is a cup. He gets his notebook out and draws their second clue with a nubby crayon. In the mailbox counts from 25 to 27. After saying hi to mailbox, Steve asked 27 of what? Mailbox said there were 27 stamps in his stamp collecting book and shows them to Steve before giving him his letter. In the letter, a group of 4 kids each wanted the same amount of pizza. First, the pizza was cut into 2 slices, which was not enough, so the pizza was cut into 4 equal quarters. Each kid got a 4th slice of pizza. After that, Steve skidoos into the present store. Steve pulls out his wallet and had 7 blue dollars. He buys a new crayon, which was worth 2 blue dollars. He had 5 blue dollars left because 7 minus 2 is 5. Steve wanted to buy something else with what he had left over. He thought he could buy a pair of green socks, but they were worth 6 blue dollars, and he was 1 blue dollar short. I said no. He buys himself a green cap, which was worth 3 blue dollars, and he had 2 blue dollars left because 5 minus 3 is 2. After purchasing the new crayon and the green cap, Steve gets going but finds a third clue on one of 2 lemons. Steve draws the third clue with his new crayon into his notebook. After realizing that they've all 3 clues, Steve skidoos back home with Blue and tries to put all 3 clues together. The clues were ice cubes, a cup, and lemons. Steve thought maybe Blue could have a lemon wear the cup as a hat and slip around on the ice cubes. That was the wrong answer. Suddenly, I had an answer, which is lemonade, because lemonade is made from lemons and ice cubes that are poured into a cup. After figuring out Blue's clues, Steve and Blue head outside to figure out where they can find some lemonade. Sure enough, they see Shovel and Pail at the toll booth. They had lemonade to sell. Steve had to pay cash register 1 blue dollar for the lemonade. He did so and got to enjoy it. Steve then declares he has only 1 blue dollar left in his savings. Steve goes back inside and sings the So Long song.